Robert Maxwell's mother of pearl statue. The first time I saw this statue when I knocked on the door of Headington Hill Hall, and somewhat surprisingly it was answered by Robert Maxwell himself. There was a kind of reception hall, and in a niche directly opposite to the door there was a larger-than-life statue, a statue of a man. It was covered in mother of pearl, like mother of discs, not discs, plates. The kind of plates the Chinese emperors used to get buried in, or they would have plates made of jade held together by gold, but you get the general impression. It was quite a striking thing. In fact, I remember looking at it quite hard actually on the first occasion when I met Maxwell, when I was going to be interviewed for a job. I found out a little more about this statue as I got to know Mr. Swaddling, who was Robert Maxwell's factotum. He was a general troubleshooter, handyman, chauffeur, you name it. I think he was something of a confidant of Robert Maxwell. He was a man with a very rich Oxford accent and a very nice guy. I got to know him very well, sometimes over more than was actually wise of Scotch whisky. He was married to a very pretty lady, a small blonde, significantly younger than himself. This has a certain bearing on what I have to say. Anyway, Robert Maxwell apparently bought this statue in Paris. This would probably, I don't know, I know the Paris auction scene. Maybe it came from the Rue Drouot or one of the antique dealers there, who knows. Anyway, Mr. Swaddling was duly dispatched to Paris to bring it back to Oxford. And off he went. Of course, he expected this to be a kind of, 1-2 day thing, no problem whatsoever. But this was not to be. The problem was that this statue was very difficult to move, because if you picked it up in a normal manner or packed it without really special preparation, you might damage the square tiles of mother of pearl, which presumably could be repaired, but in fact obviously was undesirable. Having seen this and being a kind of a very practical kind of man, he found a woodworking ebonista in Paris who could make a special packing case for this statue, so it could be transported without damage and in safety from Paris to Oxford. The problem was this, that he departed, presumably the kisses, with his wife and said, "See you in a couple of days, dear," and off he went. But as you may imagine, constructing such a piece of packing, quite a complex job. I mean, templates would have to be made and some thought would have to be given to it, all kinds of padding, etc., etc. So the result was that Mr. Swaddling, instead of spending only like 48 hours in Paris, was there for rather than more than 2 weeks, nearer 3 weeks. As you may imagine, Mrs. Swaddling was not too enchanted with this, thinking her husband being in Paris, living the life of Riley perhaps, and doing things which he shouldn't have been, one way imagines. Though I can't see this would happen. He was actually a rather devoted husband. So it caused a certain amount of stress between himself and his wife, as he told me when he explained this particular saga. Anyway, eventually the packing case was actually finished. The statue was duly packed and it was transported one way or another back to Oxford in one piece, presumably. And Mr. and Mrs. Swaddling, and I think Mrs. Swaddling rather doted on her husband, domestic peace was restored. So Maxwell was happy with the statue, and love continued to reign between Mr. and Mrs. Swaddling. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please subscribe.